We had a connectivity problem. We lost the other feed. So I don't know how much you got in of what we're done, but this is the template that I've laid out for the root rib on the Viper XL. And you want to lay out the tip rib. And John's going to lay out the tip rib. Hopefully we can get enough material out of this so that we don't have to waste any. Or you can do it the other way. Remember,
we need to make this trailing edge thicker.
3/16 of an inch.
On both sides?
Yeah. Except I screwed up here.
Well, you're not going to cut from this one anyway. You're only going to cut from the top one. But
right.
This gives you a visual aspect of what you got. So if you're going to lay out your core,
right,
you need to have that.
Retrace that in the right spot. It's right there. Right there.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's just the visual for the coring anyway, so. All right.
Now let's see here.
Here's that one.
This one right here?
Yep. I tell you what, doing it this way, you know, when I call up Bob, now Hunt does a beautiful job of doing this, but it's hard to relay exactly what I want. You know what I mean? Over the phone. Here, at least I have control on what's happening.
Well, that's nice to be able to do that and not use a black line that's a lot wider and get maybe a little more accurate on size. Okay. So this is going to be sort of the same way here. So we got what, half an inch.
I wonder why that string dropped.
There's been some times here that we've had the internet go down.
Yeah, but see, I should be able to stream via 4K or whatever. 5G or whatever the heck it is.
This really probably doesn't make that much difference, but
just run it into the other line at the same angle. You don't use the angle thing and just run it.
This doesn't really make any difference because it's not going to go.
Just run into that other line. You know what I mean?
Let's see, I know what you're trying to do here.
Just
I'm going to be over it. I'm just trying to keep a 1/4 inch here is all I'm doing.
Right.
This down here doesn't mean anything because it stops right here. So it's just runoff.
Okay. And what about this end?
This end we're going to do this.
Hopefully there's enough.
Well, we could change this one and make it shorter, which in fact I'm going to do.
You gotta make them the same.
I'm going to make them the same just because you lay the bow out the same and it just helps.
Now, are we gonna cut the size of this wing after it's cut or before?
And we're going to cut everything the way the wing's going to be when it's finished.
Okay.
So any angles on the tips or angles on the root, or the root will be straight, the tips will be angled in on the core, so the foam will be cut at an angle exactly.
That's the last thing to do though, is the tip angle, right?
Well, we'll do that in the foam before we put the templates on, because these templates are made with that angle in mind.
No, it was made straight. See, you use this side, you use that side here. It's made to be straight.
Okay, well then we can cut it straight and then lop off the tips. It doesn't make any difference. But
Right.
you got to keep if you're making a wing that you're using a lost foam jig for your templates and the tip ribs are at an angle, you need to cut your foam to an angle before you cut it.
But that's not how this was laid out.
Okay. So we're fine on that. Okay, now what we got to do is figure out
The core.
I'm really not a big advocate of doing this like this, but for one reason, you cut out your material where you want to pin. We want to put holes here in the center.
You want to put a pin there, and a pin where the one core is, and a pin right there, and a pin right there. Get 4 nails in there because we're triple coring it.
Right.
So it should be fine.
We need to know whatever locations that you want these spars at.
Okay. Like I say, guys, I apologize that the stream dropped. I'm going to put it back here, and we'll see if it'll hang with it. Could it be possible that I'm that far away from the modem, maybe?
It's right up above you.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, damn. There we go. We got 3 watchers. Well, we at least got a few thumbs up on the last one. And I'll let this run as long as it'll go. I brought my charger with me. Okay, so what are we doing here?
We need to lay out the spar locations that you want in your foam.
Okay. Gonna measure up from the trailing edge. So now they have to match in the front too, so we're going to lay out the center. Is that what we do first?
You lay out the center of the spar.
The center, the root rib.
With the root in the tip.
Yeah, there's just not enough damn room.
Yeah. I know, you never have enough room. I got twice as big a shop now as I used to have, and I still don't have enough room.
Okay, up from the trailing edge, the first one's at 3.5. Make a mark at 3.5.
That's at the root.
At the root, yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1
That's the center of that. And then the next one is going to be 7. Next mark up will be 7 and 7.5 is fine. And those are the centers of the 3/8. So the same from that, 3.5 and 7.5 on the tip. We don't have to make that the same, right?
You're running a straight spar or an angled spar. You got the setup for a straight spar.
I think we better angle it back.
Yeah.
So.
Because otherwise you don't have anything up front here.
Right.
You know, so you come back to the high point of the wing.
Right.
Roughly, let's sort of see. You can sort of guesstimate this. It's not an exact science.
That's good.
You got 1 7/8, so we'll just sort of arbitrarily say that's going to be a little more. Yeah.
That's fine.
Now the trailing edge we can do the same, which is fine. That was 3.5.
Yep. Make it 3.
Want to do this one angled too?
Yeah, might as well. Make it the high point. You know, between the, just split the difference.
You basically got 6 inches there. So
3. Okay.
Really doesn't make any difference, is it?
Now, kind of want to leave 3/8 parameter, so 3/8 on each side, or not on each side, but a 3/8 total. So we got half of 3/8 is 5/16, so 5/16 we should have. 1, 2, 3, 4. That ain't right. Is that right? Half of 3/8.
Well, you're 3/8 total.
Right.
So you're 6/16.
Right.
So it's 3/16 on each side of the line.
1, 2, 3. I don't know why I was thinking 5/16.
Yeah, it's easier to divide it if you add first. Double whatever your measurement is, and then divide that, because that'll round that off into even numbers easier.
So we got 1, 2, 3/16.
That's how my mind works anyway.
3/16. One, 2, 3/16. Yeah, that's a 1/4 inch. No,
Well, it's 3. It's pushing a 1/4, but believe me, you're looking at a foam spar opposed to a balsa spar, or with shear webs in it, or
yeah.
whatever. The trailing edge you could make smaller. You could go 1/8 and an 1/8 and just leave a 1/4 back there, because really this doesn't get any action. It's only to retain the airfoil shape. And a 1/4 inch is more than enough back there of overall web size.
Yeah. Keep it uniform.
You really only need that in here, because that's just your edge for your cutout. You're probably just going to go back to nothing there.
No.
Which,
but drill a hole there.
yeah, and go to your hole.
A lot of work.
But you got to realize, once you get these things made, then you can cut however many you want to cut from that point. This is the long part, is actually, making these templates up and such. I leave the leading edge just a tad bit heavier than what you do the whole perimeter.
So what do you want to do? Move it back?
You're fine. You're fine. 3/8 is plenty big.
Well,
I think the last ones I cored out, they were only 3/16 around the edge, but I don't know that I actually saved anything, and probably in the long run
made it
weaker.
So we're gonna make it 3/8 perimeter, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know that you save any weight by going any thinner than that.
Okay, I guess you can start cutting.
Thrilling. We're going to go ahead and mark this for the core.
Well, we can mark it with it after they're cut, because we're going to drill a hole there, and then drill a hole here, and drill a hole there.
Whatever we do, we cut this proud, sand it down to the line,
right,
and then go from there.
Okay guys, what's going to happen here is there's going to be a lot of noise, so I'm probably going to cut the feed, and after they're cut, I'll come back, because this this shit gets loud in here. So keep watching. I'll be back in probably half an hour. See ya.